Welcome back, I'm DRN and this is Mechabellum, a 1 vs 1 auto battle with giant mechs blasting each other to bits with lasers and rockets. This week we got a new unit added, the Tarantula. Hopefully we get a chance to showcase that unit, but don't expect perfection. I couldn't play in the Asian Cup or the European Cup, so I've stayed up till 2 in the morning to play in the America's Cup. So if my voice is a little bit rough, please forgive me. And yeah, I'm going to be playing quite fast. I'll try and explain things as I go though. Here we go, our first opponent is... Clintleetwood. He's a commentator and video producer like me. His channel is Clintleetwood_Mechabellum on YouTube. I'll put a link to it below. And he streams at Twitch on twitch.tv/Clintleetwood. Sometimes with co-commentators like Stony. He was even kind enough to invite me to do a co-commentary with him at some point, but our schedules have not quite aligned as yet. Good luck in the water come. I don't know why I say it like I'm pronouncing a malediction. Right, what are we starting as? Oh, no tarantulas. Probably a good thing, it stops me self-sabotaging. Let's go with the marksman specialist for the tempo. The big orange sniper's really gone up in my estimation since this patch came out, because it's the only thing that can really kill a tarantula in turn 1, though stormcrawlers aren't bad as well. Let's spread these guys out. Ooh, we've got so many snipers. I like to always have 2 outside the tower to cover the corners and prevent Phoenix flank plays. Okay, he's got tarantulas and snipers. Ooh, that's pretty strong. But he's thinking the exact same thing when he sees our board with tanks and snipers. So the key here is going to be the chaff. If we can get onto his tarantulas before they've done too much damage, we'll be okay. Let's grab some fangs. We really don't want his snipers getting to our tanks. And tarantulas absolutely demolish crawlers. So we might as well at least get scaling chaff, in case you want to grab shields on them in the late game. This opener is something I picked up in a 2v2 game versus some very good players, where when you're facing down versus a big heavy tarantula, it's best to have a strong side and a weak side, and try and use 3/4 of your army to bowl over half your opponent's army and then collapse on the other half. Okay, it's positioned very standard. Here are the tarantulas, the first time we're seeing them in action. I've been fortunate enough to play about a dozen ladder games versus them, and they're definitely growing on me. They're a very snowball heavy unit. I'm not a big fan of the Spidermines, but feel a bit win more, where if you're ahead they're devastating, but if you're behind they're useless. 1 tarantula down, nice, orange man strutting his stuff. We're winning on our strong side, but losing on our weak side is to be expected. The key thing here is to protect the orange man and not let him die. If a tarantula kills him, it's game over, because it'll get an instant level up. Sorry, I was just enjoying the new music for a second there. I do miss the old stuff as well. That's just familiarity. Tower down. Now can we save our tower? Come on, faster, faster, faster. Yes. Great starting round for us. Whoops, only just noticed he's playing aerial specialist. He could have annihilated us with wasps though. But he needed the chaff, so we were okay. At least we've noticed now. Tempting, but I'm going to skip the intensive training. Having 450 on round 2 is very important. And we're against an aerial specialist and we don't have much anti-air, so we need Mustangs. Otherwise you can do a mobile beacon wasp play from one of the flanks and absolutely annihilate our tower. When I look at the board, I see multiple avenues of attack, multiple vectors of weakness. But what I try and do is strengthen our board so our board doesn't have those weaknesses, whilst at the same time tailoring our units to be more effective versus our opponent's units. Happy with this? Let's see what he's picked. Does he go intensive training and try and get a big tarantula? Nope, more chaff, 2 sets of crawlers and a set of fangs, so he's floated 100 gold there. I think we win this. Mustangs beat chaff, but I wonder what he's saving up for. We're both playing very quickly, so it's going to be quite an action-filled game. Hopefully we can keep the tarantulas under control, prevent them reaching the snowball state, where if they get levels, items and technologies, they'll become a mid-game terror, but they fall off super hard versus melting points, and they're so short range they always expose themselves to EMP, which is why I think they're a little bit below average, but maybe I've just not figured them out yet. Yeah, we've won this round. He bought extra chaff, we bought extra chaff clear. And Mustangs are a little bit weird because they can work as chaff themselves as well, because they've got so many bodies in the unit, but they're all so squishy. Right, early rounds mean nothing, we're just building the foundation to our board, but getting levels on units is nice. Ooh, speak of the devil, melting point. Let's have a look. What's his board weak to? I think he's lacking chaff clear, so he's going to go the arc lights. If he's going arc light, we need to go fortress. You go here, then we've got foundry left over. Let's get another fortress. Let's put him over this side to slow down this side's push. And then 100 left over. It's going to be some more midline crawlers. While his units are distracted, stuck in our fortress, we'll send SEAL Team 6 down through the middle to try and infiltrate the enemy backline. Tiny bit further back. Happy with this? Let's see what he's thinking. Ooh, Spidermines online. I wonder what he sold to fund this. Hope it wasn't the melting point. My video yesterday I said Spidermines are terrible, and now everyone's using them everywhere. It's okay to have an opinion that's different to other people's, as long as you can justify it, and as long as if you realise you're wrong, you change your opinion. Let's see, am I wrong? How powerful are Spidermines? The problem is your units get stuck trying to kill the tarantulas, and the Spidermines get to sneak through and blow things up. But if you don't get stuck trying to kill the tarantulas, then the Spidermines do nothing, because you just pop. So I think they're very feast or famine, and probably better with tankier items and tower upgrades on your tarantulas. But then that's a big investment. which will just get disabled by an EMP source. So I don't know. He struggled to handle our big fortresses here. Mustangs without range are a little bit exposed in front of them, but I think we're doing okay. Whoa, that's half his health. Can't afford another round like that. Ooh, these are all good. The question is, are we playing tempo or scaling? I think we're going tempo. So we is bombarding. Let's drop some rocks from the heavens. Punish this very central positioning. If he's thinking about bombarding us, let's put some shields up. And why pay for temporary shields if we can get permanent shields? But yeah, ouch, these cost 400 now. If I'm him, I'm dropping melting points or scorpions on the corners, so let's cover this side as well. Yeah, these diagonals are where we're very exposed if I didn't cover this. He's aerial specialist, so I might even just go overlord. So let's level up our snipers, double the stats, half the price. Can't say fairer than that. And he's gone, ooh, fortresses of his own. I'm a big fan of the fortress versus fortress mirror match. But we're bombarding and you're not, and we've got shields and you don't. That's rough. Let's see if the mines can make up the difference. I'm not seeing it. Oof, some good hits there from the bombard. Thinned out his chaff and took out his snipers. Maybe I should have picked one side or the other rather than the midline though. More mines, killing our last few fangs. I think the best use of mines I've seen has been layered tarantulas in like 3 rows deep, them all dropping mines at the same time, and then just an endless stream of mines come out, a bit like a melting point crawl or something. It just overwhelms the defences, but it's a huge commit and you're telegraphing what you're doing when you set up for it. Oof, his forts didn't last long, wow. He needs a big tempo turn. I think he needs range on the tarantulas and some melting points, but that comes at a hefty cost. Let's not read too much into it though, that was with a bombard. Let's not get cocky, kid. Oh, storm. I think he should take the barrier, put it on one of the fortresses, and then use range to win the fortress versus fortress mirror match. So that means we have to take storm. Oh no, I'm having an ability Andy game. He's gonna hate me. This is the beginning of our villain arc. He's gonna be plotting our downfall for years to come. Remember that time you bombarded me, then stormed me, and all I wanted to do was showcase the new tarantulas. How could you? I trusted you. You were like a brother to me. But it's a tournament game. It's prison rules, no holds barred. We're playing for the win, and I'm scared you'll outscale me if I give you half a chance. So I'm going all out for the tempo kill here. Is this a tempo kill or is this a mercy kill? Ooh, think of all the agony, the pain and misery. If Obi-Wan had put Anakin out of his misery at the end there, what a pity, a waste of the opportunity. Pity? It was pity that stayed his hand. Did you learn nothing? Pity and mercy do not strike without need. You're a monster. You're gonna be the architect of your own downfall. Come on, Clint, I'm rooting for you. Ooh, good shields, and yes, tarantula range. And he covered the gap as well, wow. You read us like a book. Is this where the comeback begins? Where we look back on this moment and say this is where it all changed. The storm's doing nothing. It's being grounded harmlessly away by shields. Oof, and he's won the flank heavily. Did he take replicate? No, it's just so many of them. It looks like he did. Oh, one fortress down. He didn't have his chaff screen. And he was facing a pair, one of which was level 2. That's always going to be an uphill battle. So we've got 2 forts ploughing onto his tower. There goes the other fort, it's looking good. No, Clint! Stop being the nice guy. Fight dirty! So... I'm not a big believer in Spidermines, I'll be honest. And Tarantula I like to use as a full carry. I tend to go range mech rage on them. And they're a snowball unit. They're a bit like Mustangs in that they don't overkill a lot and they shoot really fast. So they're really good item holders, and they're really good with levels and getting going. So I was kind of lucky that we had the marksman start, which could blow up the tarantulas before they got levels on them. And then we got offered an early fortress, which was kind of bonkers. So I just slammed down 2 fortresses, and he had a hard time getting through them. That was the turn he took the Spidermines, when I think we had kind of a nice big tempo swing from the turn before where we had the Mustangs. And the Mustangs close off the corners, so you can't flank us like we did up here. He had a really good play where he read that I was going to go for this flank here and covered it, so that was great for him. But he did pull his late arriving chaff all sideways. If you look, his chaff behind the tower, he's got the extra stuff on this side. I think it should be a little bit further over, so the thicker end is in the middle. So most of it comes forward, only a little bit goes to the side. I don't have it here myself, but normally I put mine thick on the inside, thin on the outside, if that makes sense. And that way you're covered. For both the corner and the front, but the front is where it normally matters the most, because the corner you can kind of clean up pretty quick, and you don't want to lose too many of your chaff going sideways if you can avoid it from the pull. The game was decided when this fortress got level 2 with barrier before he had an answer to it. It's very hard for him to answer that. Anyway, short game. Let's see how we're doing in the tournament. Ooh. Plus 18. Nice, I need to get my MMR up. I've been messing around on ladder with spiders. I know I said I wouldn't, but I did. We'll get there, we'll get there. A lot of combat power. Clintleetwood is a very good player, so I'm happy to have beaten him there. Right, Steel Sane in the lead, that's to be expected, but we're in third position, it's not bad, it's not bad. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next round.